Hey, it's Nikki.
Hi, it's Tracy.
And we're here today with a Disney talk. But first, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday season.
Yes, it's so fun. I mean, we just cut down our Christmas trees and did all that fun stuff.
Yes,
so yeah,
putting up all the lights. We're having
fun.
fun making Christmas cookies.
Yeah, we did that already.
And we also have an advent calendar that we've been doing over on our Instagram. I always leave that in our description if you want to go follow us on Instagram. But every day we are opening a Disneyland Paris pin advent calendar for each day of December.
And it's so cool because it's Disneyland Paris pins and we don't have hardly any of those.
No, we're enjoying that.
It's so fun.
Yeah. So that's what's going on
Yes.
with like the holiday season. Let us know what you guys are doing for the holidays. I love seeing what everybody's traditions are because like we love our tree, cutting it down and putting up the lights and the cookies and stuff. And I know a lot of people have unique ones for their culture. So just let us know what you guys do.
Yeah, that's so fun. I just love the time between Thanksgiving and Christmas for us in the US. It's so fun because it's very holiday-like for the whole time.
Very cheery.
Very cheery.
Very cheery.
Yeah.
But today our Disney talk, our Disney talk is about Genie Plus because we just had a trip in early November, where we got to use Genie Plus, and we actually bought it every day for a week.
8 days.
For 8 days.
So 8 days
on our trip,
yeah.
Because we wanted to see what it was like for different days. Because sometimes I feel like if it's not too crowded, maybe it would be a different experience, or different parks you would get different experiences. So we were able to kind of get an idea of what it's like.
And it was I would say it was a moderately busy week. Like, okay, when we were there, I felt like it was very busy. And at times, I think it was like the Saturday at Magic Kingdom was really busy.
Yes.
But I do know that it got busier as Thanksgiving approached.
Yes.
So ours was probably, I would say, moderately busy.
Moderately busy.
So that's our experience with Genie Plus on a moderately busy kind of.
And then the overall question, did we like Genie Plus? I would say yes.
Yeah.
I think overall, yes.
Well, okay, so like I said, it was moderately busy. A lot of the bigger rides had, 120-minute waits, 90-minute waits.
Yes.
Even 65-minute waits, but for me, that's a long time to wait.
Yes.
So I feel like we made out with that because we didn't wait.
And we also did the pay per attraction. We did. So we can talk on that as well. I think we'll talk about that at the end. First, I want to talk about like the Genie Plus system of using fast passes and stuff. Fast pass. I'm gonna call it that. Lightning lane.
Lightning lane.
I struggle with that the whole time.
I know, it's hard.
It is. But I think we're gonna start with like our pros and cons. Let's start with the pros of you go first.
I'll go first. Okay, so my first pro is a pro and a con. I think the pro,
like not starting good.
Right, whatever. But I'd say the first pro is if you're staying on property, it's a huge pro.
Yes.
It's definitely, I mean, wow. Yeah, it's really, you get so much benefit out of that. So it's also a con in that if you're not staying on property, it is.
What she means by that is if you stay on property, you get to do it at 7 o'clock instead of when park opens. Yeah. That's when you get to schedule your first one.
And I have to say, they go fast. They go fast for certain things. So that's where I'm saying it's definitely a plus.
Yes.
A pro. I mean, I enjoyed it because we were staying on property. Did I enjoy getting up at 6:50 every morning? Well, we were pretty much up anyway, so it didn't matter to us. But that is sort of a pro and a con all in one.
Yeah, that's a good idea there. I think, okay, my pro, and I'm going to do this as a pro compared to Fast Pass. I think with certain parks, you could get more done using Genie Plus, like Magic Kingdom. You could get a lot more done with that.
Depends on your strategy. Well, it depends on your strategy and what your strategy was with Fast Pass also.
And we'll talk strategy for this as well. Yeah. But I just think that as a pro, you can get a lot more done. Okay, maybe faster. Let me clarify. You can get done faster instead of having far out windows.
Yeah, on some things and in some parks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why it's a whole different experience for each different park. So just bear with us with that.
Definitely
we'll go into
that because it does make a difference park by park.
What are the pros about the system?
I want to say, but this is a pro. See, we were in the beginning of using it,
yes.
right? So I would say a pro, to a certain extent, is ease of use. However, it can also be a con in some too.
You thought it was easy to use.
Well, you can go in, pick, and move on. But no, I guess no. I guess that's more of a con than a pro. I'm going to talk about that as a con now instead.
You're over that.
Yeah, I'm over that. I guess I'm out of pros. No.
I don't know. It was good. Like, I think another pro, at least in our experience, was when we used the lightning lane, we never waited more than 5 minutes from when we got into the queue to get on the ride.
Except for Soarin'.
Well, Soarin' doesn't have
Soarin'
fast passes. Like, that's how that always has been.
Well,
Soarin' just kind of... whatever.
Soarin' is not the best for the lightning lane fast pass experience.
Yes, if you're doing Soarin', you have to understand that they merge you way too early, and their ride vehicles are not very fast. I feel like they need to be redone. But
it's a different experience.
It's a different experience. But you're probably gonna wait 15 minutes.
But I totally agree.
But that's better than waiting an hour. So it's still a lightning lane.
Correct. And I totally agree. We did not wait. When we had the lightning lane, we went right through.
We went right through on everything.
It was very nice.
And as soon as you scan in, you're allowed to go get another one, which I think is a great
scan.
No. Like, as soon as you scan in to go on a ride, to get on that ride, you can go in and do your attraction. Yes, in certain lightning lanes, there's 2 places to scan, but not 2 attractions. It's just one attraction. Once you scan into that attraction, you can go on the app and get your new one. Yeah,
and I did like to, so another pro is I did like the stacking ability so much from the 120-minute rule also. Well, so 2 things here. So it was nice that you have some, if we would put something in at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we would do it for noon, that would be the attraction that we wanted, and we wanted to do it at noon. When
the park opens
at 9, so at 11 o'clock in the morning, we could do another lightning lane, even though we haven't been on the first one yet.
Correct.
So I liked that you could stack them. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Not saying, a pro compared to Fast Pass, because that was a totally different system, but it's a pro in that you can do that. Yes. I liked that.
Okay, let's move on to some cons.
Okay.
Cons. Once you have a fast lightning lane, you can't modify it.
Right.
So if you find something better, and it's not easy to cancel, guys.
No.
I searched forever on that app to figure out how to cancel it.
Yeah.
So I can't even tell you guys how to do it, because you just have to fiddle with it and figure it out.
That's a con too.
That's a con. But so the problem with it is it's kind of like how FastPass used to be, that based on, I guess, ride wait times, they add availability. So let's say I got a Jungle Cruise for noon, and then it's 9 o'clock in the morning right now, and we're just waiting there, and I see the Jungle Cruise comes up for 9:15, which does happen.
Yeah,
it does happen, guys. I can't just go push the 9:15 and switch mine out. I have to go in the app, search for how to get rid of how to cancel, and then you go through like 3 screens. Are you sure you want to cancel this? And then go back to the tip board, which is where you make all your lightning lanes. Go to the tip board, go back, scroll down to that attraction, and then by then it could be gone.
Yeah.
So in FastPass, you were able to, if you found something better, just push it and modify it and switch it up.
Yep.
So that is one con. I really think that they can update, and they probably will change at a certain point, because I know a lot of people have been talking about that.
Yeah.
Because that should be something that's allowed.
That should be easy. I mean, that should be, and obviously they programmed it that way before, so they should already know how to program that.
Exactly.
So that should be easy. And that's one of the things. I guess the other thing is the constant refreshing and trying to see what you can get.
I like
the thing that you like that.
That's a pro for me, because you can always adjust things, which I like. You're wasting
time.
The app kills
and
your
the
battery.
App kills your battery. That's another big con. You have to have you have a mobile charger. If you're going to do Lightning Lane, you have to do a mobile charger. You have to have one with you because your battery using that app will run out in 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, zero.
I mean, starting from 100 to 0, yes.
And then too, we had some problems where you were having an issue trying to get to something, but I could get to it on mine.
Okay, so the app also was glitchy.
Yeah.
So we were very fortunate. We have 2 phones, and we have 2 different My Disney Experience apps, but we are linked to each other. Mm-hmm. So if you're linked to each other, just in case, because I didn't know, nobody talked about it. If you're linked with somebody, you can make Lightning Lane reservations for them, and you can give them Lightning Lane. Like because we were thinking, do I have to personally go on mine and buy Lightning Lane at 7 o'clock because you have to do it that day? Like, do I have to buy it that day and you have to buy it that day? And then do I have to schedule mine and you schedule yours, or can we do them together? How does it work? But you can like buy it for a group and then schedule it for a group. So that was really nice, but I had nobody it just came out like a month before we got there. So our first day we were just like, so what do we do? Like, we kind of just felt like, I guess it's just see how it goes. And
we did have to buy it day by day because we have annual passes. So I guess if you do a package, I thought I understood this, and I'm not 100% on this, but if you do have a package, you can buy it in advance, but I believe then you are buying it in advance for the entire party for the entire time.
And that could be expensive.
And that can be expensive and maybe not the right strategy. So you're almost better off just buying it the day of, which for us was not a big deal because you can buy it at any time. So that was easy. So you just buy it right before 7 o'clock and then do your first one at 7. No biggie.
And then another point on the fact that we had 2 different phones. So there were times, we scanned into the attraction and like, my battery power would be better than her battery power. And I'd be like, okay, I'll be the one who schedules it. So I'll scan us in and then I try to load the app.
Yeah.
And it won't open. It gives me a blank screen. And then it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and she can open it and get it right in. And she's fine and she can
And we're both on Verizon. I mean, we were both using the same stuff.
And I closed the app, reopened the app, turned off Wi-Fi, turned on Wi-Fi. Like, I did everything. And then when it finally does figure it out, it will sign me out of my Disney Experience. And then to sign back in, I have to put in my credentials and then wait for a security code from my email. And then I'm like, oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
And I did this one. You would think, okay, Nikki, don't be crazy. Like, you probably had to do that, like 2 times on the trip. I did it 3 times in one day. 3 times in one day, it logged me out and made me have to get a code.
I didn't have that. It happened to me once. It
happened to her once on the whole trip. But my point here is you need 2 phones.
You do.
Because if you have one person doing all the work, I assure you there are times where that's not going to work. And you're going to be sitting there really upset because you paid $15 and you can't even get to the screen to book these. And they don't have kiosks like they used to do for FastPass where you can book these.
Yeah, but I think you can go up to a cast member and they will help you. So if you don't have a smartphone, I do know that for sure.
Oh, you do?
Because I know that they did that, yes.
Okay.
But I don't know how that works as far as how long does it take, all those kind of things. So you are, and I didn't feel though, like I know everybody's saying a con is that everybody's looking at their phone all day. I didn't feel like we were on our phones all the time. Like I didn't.
No,
I didn't feel that.
We only did it when we scanned in and we pulled our phone up and then we picked another one.
Yeah.
And then
we got it and moved on.
I mean, I guess you are relying on your phone battery, I guess. Maybe that's more, because that can be an anxious thing. Because we had a mobile charger, a big brick thing that we always take, and it's great, phenomenal, and it broke. Okay, it broke first day of the trip. So and we didn't go test it. So I realized it broke when I had like 15% battery power, and I'm like, oh my God, we're just so screwed.
Now what do we do?
So then we found like the charging station and was able to get another mobile charger. But like it's one of those things that it was always in your head, trying to time when to charge things to make sure your phone's okay. So that maybe that's the complaint. You're relying on your phone to do anything, so you're stressed out about keeping battery power and usage of it.
And then it was very stressful when you got locked out and stuff. But so we sit here and we say, and it sounds like, if I'm just listening to us, a lot of cons. Not so many pros, a lot of cons, but our overall was we really liked it.
Yes.
I mean, I think they need to fix some of these issues because these are like all programming things that could be fixed.
And it's the first rollout of the system. So these are all expected, and we didn't have these problems with using FastPass, meaning we probably won't have that once they fix the app and the rollout of this.
And change it however they want to. I mean, I'm not sure what they're going to do. One thing that I want, which I know is probably not really in their mindset because of what they're trying to do with this, but I would like to be able to schedule a lightning lane.
That is another
if you're park hopping from one park to the next and you're not sure exactly what time you're going to be there, but you know you're going to be there after 6 o'clock at night and you want to get something for 6 o'clock because you know you'll be there then, you can't do that. You can't just go in and say 6 o'clock, that one. You get whatever's next, and then you have to keep checking to see, okay, is it at my 6 o'clock yet? Because that I know will work for us. So it's not real flexible that way.
No, it isn't. Like, and we realized that our first day because we were flying in, so we didn't know when we were going to be able to be at Magic Kingdom. We knew we weren't opening it, but since we're resort guests, we can do it at 7 o'clock in the morning. But doing it at 7 o'clock in the morning, they give you a 9 o'clock time window.
And we knew we wouldn't be there.
And we can't be there. Like, and then it only goes for an hour, so we knew we didn't. Like, we probably wouldn't be able to make it, so I was just standing there reloading, hoping other people buy them and get them so I can get it later.
A better time. Yeah.
Better time for us.
Right, for us. Yeah.
But, scheduling is not, but I think that their whole difference from FastPass was it's not a scheduling thing. It's you're there in the park and you want to get on something, go get it, and then go on the ride. Yeah. And I get that, but, I feel like there should be like kind of a balance maybe.
Right, because it's not the most flexible for the experience, the customer experience. I just think more flexibility would be nice because we did do that with fast passes. So when you used your 3 fast passes that you had for the day and you wanted to schedule another one, you can go in and schedule and pick a time. So they can do it. Do they just not want to do that? They don't want to offer it because that's going to mess up their whole...
I don't know.
I don't know.
And another con for programming problems, these are all programming problems, guys. So I think they're temporary and they might be fixed by the time we even go back. Yeah. But a lot of you asked about the dining on the app when it tells you windows to go do mobile orders or anything. And it's wrong, guys. Don't look at it. Don't even look at it. Don't even look at that. Like, because they have a tip board for it and they tell you dining and it's all wrong. It tells you no availability. That's the biggest thing it'll tell you is no availability, or it'll tell you a wrong time window. So just go to the search bar and type in the restaurant you want to eat at and it'll tell you you can go order it now.
Yeah, we did have that issue.
That happened every time. She'd pull it up and she'd be like,
can't do it.
We can't eat here at all. And they said they're out all day. And I'm like, I'm already making our order. Like, what are you talking about?
So you gotta,
you can't trust it. And I think it must just be a programming problem right now.
Yeah, so you just have to play around with it and kind of really work with it to make it work for you.
Yeah.
But you have to do that.
But it will show you all the dining options, so maybe use that. Like, if you're not very comfortable with everything, you can use it as options for what you can eat at, because it'll show you menus and stuff. But when it says there's no availability, that's not true. Just go look it up. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, I did like it. Now, okay, so that's Genie Plus, the $15 a day per person.
Yes.
What did you think of just the Genie, itself to mold your day for you and give you experiences?
Here's my favorite part about this. We are 2 different accounts because I have an account, she has an account, but we're just linked to have a trip together. Okay. So we put the same exact stuff that we want to do in the day. And you would think, because it knows we're linked, it knows we have lightning lanes scheduled together throughout the day. Yeah. You would think it would suggest that we do the same thing together through the day. But it doesn't.
Or even things that we want to do, but that we picked.
It doesn't let you schedule things that you say you want to do. Yeah. But I just thought it was weird because, like, it's telling me to open the park and go to Pirates, and it's telling her to open the park and go to, like, Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Mine's much better suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, it told us to eat places that we didn't pick that we wanted to eat.
And it told us to eat. No, it told us to eat right before we had a
dining
lunch
reservation.
Right, yeah, we had a lunch reservation. We had it literally planned, and they're like, go to Cosmic Rays before it. And I'm like,
like 10 minutes before.
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think we'll be doing that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I mean, as far as that goes, we would not follow the free Genie programming.
If you had no idea about the parks and it was giving you ideas about things to look up and see if you want to do them, like, I think that's a good way. Like, because at least it lets you know about things. But if you go to the parks regularly, I don't think it's very helpful. I think more the tip board to see wait times, and for lightning lanes, that's what you'll be using.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to strategy.
Yeah, so our strategy
was just like picking harder attractions in the morning,
right,
and getting them as soon as you can. And then from there, because there are certain, I watched a couple videos, because not much, because we were going pretty early on, and I knew in what parks hard things to get that sell out, so I knew to pick those first, and then I knew what is open all day.
So that helped us a lot.
It helped us there, like something like if we're going to Hollywood Studios, you can get a Slinky later in the day, just letting you know if you want to wait it out.
Not at all times. So
right before it closed, you can get it. But anyway,
well, sure, usually
still gets you right on. I mean, let's be real. But if you were going to be in that park, either doing a Slinky or doing what we did, Smuggler's Run,
Millennium Falcon,
because those two are ones that run out.
Right.
The rest, you can always get a Tower of Terror. Don't ever waste your time. You can get a Tower of Terror for like 5 minutes from now, or like 5 hours from now. If you keep refreshing, you will have both those options.
On a moderately busy day.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a totally crowded day.
Yes.
Like through the holiday period here. Might be a different experience.
So there's like certain things that we saw and knew to do. Like I knew in Magic Kingdom that Winnie the Pooh is always open. Don't even bother. You can do that when you have nothing else to do. Pirates is kind of one of those too. Jungle Cruise is one of the hardest ones. But we were there for holiday, so there's Jingle Cruise, so that could be a reason why. So like there's certain ones that are harder, and there's ones that are going to be open all the time. So you just have to, it's kind of a feel thing and going through it enough, because we had multiple days there, so we could see a pattern. It
wasn't just one day at each park. We knew what we could, and you learned, as you went on day by day. I think one of our strategies though, what we did every single day is we booked right at 7 o'clock for something, wherever we were going to be in that park. And then we used that 2-hour window that you could book another one. We used that window a lot.
And then what we did most of the time is that as soon as we were done, we tried to get the closest thing to now, because we've been on everything. I think that was a whole nother part of it. We don't mind not going on rides when we're in Disney. We could just be there and we're happy. So we just kind of took whatever was there and went on it. Did it make it so some of the harder ones we weren't able to do? Yes, but we had after hours events, so we didn't really care. I think the better strategy that we didn't really do, and now like reflecting back, I probably would do, is booking for far away. Because what I did realize is later in the day, it was hard to do much of anything. Yeah,
I would say, depending on the park, Hollywood Studios for sure, by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you couldn't book anything. You were done.
No, it was kind of done.
It was done.
Which is when we decided to do shows. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that.
We got on everything we wanted to get on, really. I think the only thing that we really didn't get on that I would have gotten on was Slinky Dog Dash. We didn't get on that.
Which we could have, because honestly, when we were leaving one of the days, I could have got it for like park close. I could have got a Slinky Dog Dash, which if you just keep refreshing, random things come up, but you can't rely on it. But we had a dinner reservation to leave the park. So that's why we didn't get it. But honestly, we could, but it's just, there's not a lot at the end of the day.
Well, it's your plans too. Like for us, this was our first time of being able to see Enchantment and Harmonious. So we wanted to see the night show. So we couldn't really do rides at park close because of that. So we, but that'll be different. you know, going forward, because we'll have already seen them.
Yeah.
But
like, don't you kind of agree about that strategy? Like,
I do.
You should pick things, because then
I think so.
You pick something for like 7 o'clock at night. Okay. And then park opens at 9. So then you can go to a show in the morning, and then it's 11 o'clock, and it's because the first show is at 10 or 10:30, because if you go to
Beauty and the Beast was at 10. Okay.
So by then you can book another one, so you can book that for like 5, and then you can, or you could do one. Maybe you do one now, because you can get ones that are like within like a half hour or an hour of when it is right now. So then, and then your next one, maybe you do a further one out. Like, I don't know.
I think, well, it depends on your schedule too, because what we tried to do is we would book farther out when we knew we were going to like a lunch reservation or something. We knew we were going to be there for an hour, so let's book something farther out, because we're going to be busy anyway.
And I loved when we did that.
Yeah, I did
loved
too.
that, because then at dinner, usually your window opened up again, so then you could book something right after dinner. You could do that, and then another attraction, you go right on both immediately, because you have 5-minute walk-ons, and you're just like, wow, this is amazing. So that's why there are times that like it is really nice. And maybe I think it's maybe a really good idea if you're not going to be in the park in the morning, so like you could just
then it would really
at your hotel, maybe you're doing a pool day in the morning, and then you can just on your app book things for like, okay, well, we're gonna be there in the evening, so I'll have one for 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, because you're allowed to stack them. You just have to wait 2 hours to book something. And if you're not gonna be there until the evening, you could have like 4 or like 5 stacked up there to do later in the day. Right.
I mean, I think the thing with it is it's planning. If you don't like to plan, it's probably not a good idea.
No, it's a little less. It's less planning than Fast Pass was, because you can just you don't have to plan. You could just go in there and do it for 5 minutes from now. I want to get on Buzz Lightyear. Okay, go do that.
Yeah, you could.
And then you could say, and then as soon as you scan under that, you could say, oh, 5 minutes from now, you can get on
Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, and then you go do it. Like, you could do it that way, or you could schedule.
But I still think with doing it that way, you would maybe miss out, because all of a sudden things wouldn't be available. And maybe a ride that you really wanted to do was so far out that you didn't book it. You were just doing 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minutes, and then you missed that because you could never get it then. So I do think you have to plan.
And then another problem with like trying to do things for later in the evening is you only can get later in the evening if people are taking the earlier ones. So it's kind of just like a game.
Yeah,
you just go on there and you see what you get. But strategy wise, I don't know the best way. I just know you could always probably do something now if you wanted to.
But work it around your plans. So know when you are going to have like downtime.
And still go on and schedule things.
Yeah. So that you're ready. Yeah. So it's, but all different types of strategies, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different ways that you could go about it. And as they update things, maybe it'll be even easier, because if they update it that you could just modify very easily, I would say that maybe you do just keep it in the moment instead of planning in advance.
Yeah.
You'll just have to see, because I know it's very hard when we had something scheduled and then like a Slinky would come up and I'd be like, well, I have to go in and cancel ours and hope the Slinky doesn't get taken. But you know, as soon as somebody logs on there and if they don't have something already, they're taking the Slinky. So they don't even need to go cancel something. They're going to take it before you get to cancel yours. So if they modify that, then maybe the strategy will change, probably.
Yeah.
But each park, let's go on to each park.
Okay, let's start with Magic Kingdom.
Always.
Okay, we were there on a Saturday and then on a Thursday. And I would say no matter what, you need it at Magic Kingdom. You don't need it, but it's a best use, because
it's the best for your buck.
Yeah, because there's more attractions there that have it available. So I think it was really worthwhile for us.
Yeah, and I think it was really nice. It got us to be able to go on like 7 or 8 rides, and we never waited.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out really well for us.
And I will say, not always. You have to see what kind of person you are, okay? So like, not always will it get you on faster, in the sense that, let's say Small World has a 50-minute wait. When you go on to book a lightning lane, it might say 50 minutes from now, I can get you on Small World.
Yeah.
And us, we're like, cool, that's cool. I'll do that, and then we'll go watch Country Bear Jamboree, and then by the time we go and shop, we can mosey on over there and walk right on. To us, that's a better use of our time than waiting in a 50-minute line. Yes. Not everybody's like that though. Some people will be like, well, that's not worth it, because there are lightning lanes that, like Peter Pan will say 70-minute wait, and then if you go in Lightning Lane, it'll say I can get you on in a half hour. So that might be more worth it to people to do, versus to us it's about waiting in line and spending our time in line rather than going and watching a show or people shopping, watching or shopping
or snacking, whatever.
Yeah, we'd rather do those things, so we don't really care how long it takes to get us on the ride. If we could just get it timed to come back and walk right on, we'll do that.
Right.
Like
that's how we are. So it just depends, you know, what you're, if you're trying to get a whole bunch done in a short time period, you could probably do it either way. Like, it'd probably be about the same either way, honestly, because you do have to wait for the lightning lanes for the times to come up. But
yeah, you do. But so Magic Kingdom, 100% will always get it when I go there.
Yes.
Because there's always stuff available for you to do.
Yeah, there is. And Saturday was very, very crowded, although Thursday was fairly crowded too. So it really worked out for us, for both of those.
And just because I know, like, if you guys are going to go for the first time, a little tips from us. Rides that will always be open, don't prioritize. You can probably get them anytime during the day. It's Winnie the Pooh, Little Mermaid, Buzz Lightyear, even Pirates was pretty open.
Yeah, Pirates wasn't bad.
So keep that in mind. Haunted Mansion wasn't that hard either.
Haunted Mansion wasn't horrible. Big Thunder Mountain and Splash Mountain
weren't bad.
Weren't real bad either.
But we weren't there when it was hot. Splash might be bad when it's hot out.
That's true.
So that might be a whole different story.
Yeah, it might be a whole different game.
But like, those aren't ones that are really for you to prioritize. Peter Pan prioritize, Jungle Cruise,
Jungle
Cruise prioritize. What other ones?
Those are the two heavy hitters.
Those are the two heavy hitters that I would try.
Because
even Small World doesn't have it come up as often. So like there's certain, and I think it's because of the ride vehicles with those boats, they're not as fast to like put new people on.
But just in that same vein, Space Mountain and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train are pay per attraction, so you cannot do those on the Lightning Lane, $15 a person day. So those are two that you'd want to prioritize if you want to do the extra pay per, but they aren't on there.
And we can't really speak on either of those because we didn't do them. We had after hours events at Magic Kingdom, so we were able to get on these multiple times. We went on them twice. Like we went on, we went like we just like
it was easy.
Yeah, so like
but we'll talk about that another time. But that was awesome.
Yeah, we got on it and then we like stayed and got to ride it again. It was like
that whole event was like
it was
awesome.
Fun.
That was, but anyway,
that's a whole
we digress.
Story.
But what I did notice on on Space Mountain though, it never seemed to have a huge wait time.
No.
So why that was one of the pay pers is kind of not sure.
It's a pay per until Tron comes out, and then Tron will be the pay per.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I think
that makes sense
that's
too.
what it is.
Because you really don't need it for Space Mountain.
No.
But
I will say, like, I feel like People Mover should have had a Lightning Lane because there were times when People Mover was probably like a 30 to 40 minute wait, and I'm like, well, why can't I do a Lightning Lane for it then?
They don't have it.
They're not giving it that much credit yet, guys.
I don't think they have. Oh, excuse me. They don't have the lines to get in. Like they don't have another way to do it.
They could make it. Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
My goodness. So I guess that's our thoughts on Magic Kingdom. Are you okay?
I am okay, but yeah. So the next park, though, that I would say is next in line after Magic Kingdom is Hollywood Studios.
Okay. We're gonna talk about Hollywood Studios.
We are, because I think that's another one where we would definitely recommend a Lightning Lane.
Because it's a very popular park. I think that's... So the wait time... There's not a lot of attractions in Hollywood Studios, so the ones that are there are very long wait.
Yeah.
It's rare to find something under an hour there, unless you're looking at Star Tours.
Oh yeah.
Because even Alien Swirling Saucer, that's a hard lightning lane, guys. That you can't secure that. I couldn't.
Yeah, we didn't get it.
And then like the wait was always like a half hour to 40 minutes, and I'm
not gonna do that.
Don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that is another park where I think it's important to do.
Yeah. But that, like I said, I couldn't get lightning lanes for Alien Swirling Saucers. Things run out there.
Yes.
Tower of Terror doesn't. So if you're gonna prioritize, leave that one. You can get it anytime. Leave it.
Toy Story Mania too. I mean, we used it for that for sure because lines were bad. Lines were bad. And then we did say we used it for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
Yes.
That worked out really well. No wait, but yeah. So I would say Hollywood Studios, even though they have a lot of shows, and you didn't really need to use it for the show.
Don't ever use it for a show.
Don't do that.
They don't give you fast passes. They used to give you your own seating area. Like you got the best seating if you use it for Fast Pass.
Yeah.
Now Lightning Lane, they don't give you anything else.
No.
They just have you file in with everybody else.
So it's not worth it. Don't do it.
Don't waste it on it.
I think even once Indiana Jones comes back, I just don't think it's worth using it for for a show. No. Just rides. So that's my thought on what other
I think it's very much worth it, but like prioritize in that park if you're doing your first Lightning Lane, Smuggler's Run or Slinky.
Yeah, I would agree.
If you're staying on property. If you're not staying on property, you probably won't be able to get those.
Yeah, and if you really want to do Slinky, I would say, hey, book it at your 7 a.m. window, even though it's going to be for, whatever time you can get at that point.
Yeah,
because it will run out.
Yeah.
But it's hard. You might be able to refresh and get it like at the end of the day, but you got to look at your plans and if that's going to work for you or not.
Yeah.
So you got to prioritize that.
And in this park, the pay per attraction is for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and
Rise of the Resistance.
We bought it for both.
Yeah, the one day.
Yeah. And definitely worth it. Walks you right on.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Definitely worth it because Rise of the Resistance was a good 2-hour wait.
And we walked right on.
I mean, you walked right on.
When we walked through the queue, they took us right to the room where you saw Ray.
Yeah. You don't wait
at all. If you know, you know. Like, I don't want to spoil anything for everybody. But yeah. So it was
it's well worth it for me. I definitely would do it. Yeah. And we did it on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway too, because the other time we waited in line and like Rise, like Mickey and Minnie's, it breaks down.
They break down. So Minnie and Minnie's broke down. So we were waiting in line longer. It wasn't a long line. It broke down. So then once it did break down, the Lightning Lane got booked back all the way. So then they prioritized putting them through. So they will do that, and they should do that. I agree with that. I agree. But you have to realize then that you might just be, if you're in line, just sitting there. So.
Yeah, because I remember getting on that and saying, oh, it's a 60-minute wait, but man, this line, it's not going to be 60 minutes. And then with the breakdown and everything, it was 60 minutes. Yeah. So, yeah. So we did just buy it the next time because we didn't want to wait 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next park.
Yep, what's your next one?
Epcot. Let's talk about Epcot.
Okay.
Did we buy it? Yes.
Yes.
We bought it every day.
We did.
We bought it every day. Did we need it? No.
No.
I think we bought it one of the days and only went on 2 rides. Like, we didn't really use it. We could have done things, but then we wanted to eat around the world. Like, I think you need to know what your schedule and your plan is because we never did. We just kind of rolled with what's happening.
Right. And the ones that are the pay-per-view, pay-per ride in there is Remy's Ratatouille and Frozen. So.
Yes. And I think it's so worth it for Remy.
Oh, to buy the... Okay, so we did both for Remy, just to let you know, we did both things. So the one day we got the virtual queue at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I don't remember what group we were, but we got called back. It was breaking down too. And we got called back at like 3:30 maybe in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Finally. So
and we got it in the morning, not the evening.
We got it at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And our boarding group got called at like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And because it was breaking down so much all day, our virtual queue took us an hour to get through.
It was painful.
It was painful.
It was so painful.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was.
And then I think it's more that you don't know where the start is.
Yeah, we didn't know.
But I did like that we got to at least go through the main queue.
I agree.
Because there's a lot of decor and cute things that you do miss going through the
The paper.
The paper. So that's another thing to think about if you haven't been on any of these rides yet.
Balance that.
It's a balance.
Balance that though, if it's worth it.
Because for rides, we missed all the cool things that happened in the queue as well. But we had been on it so many times that it's like doesn't matter to us. But if it's your first time, that might matter to you. And I'm glad that Remy, we got the experience of going through the virtual queue, but I love just paying getting on the ride.
Yes, that was very nice.
So like we're sitting here because we're like, we've done it, we don't need to do it again. We could always pay. But like, my husband hasn't, and he loves Ratatouille, and I'm like, do I rob him of the queue? I don't know. I don't know,
but I would just say I wouldn't wait 60 minutes for that ride.
I liked
personally.
the ride.
I liked the ride, but I wouldn't wait 60 minutes for it.
Fair. I liked it the second time around, probably because I didn't have to stand and wait so long. But
and then Frozen. Well, Frozen we did. So we opened the park and you get in a half hour early if you open the park and you're staying on property. So we did that and we went there. And what did we wait? Like 30 minutes.
Let me just say, we opened it and we went in World Showcase. We entered World Showcase area, and there were a million people ahead of us, and we don't run. Like people do.
You're not supposed to.
Or speed walk, whatever. And we just took our casual time getting there, and there was already a line between China and Norway in that area. That's where we started and got in the queue. And that only took us 15 minutes to get on the ride.
No.
Yeah, 20 minutes. 15, 20
minutes. It was 20
minutes.
Something minutes in total. Yeah, it wasn't 15. It was like 20 something. I remember from the...
20 minutes. But they gave an hour wait.
Yeah, they did.
They told you when you were getting in line an hour wait, and it was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 20, 25. Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't that long. I know it wasn't that long.
Yeah,
I remember it, and we were like, wow, they're like really lying.
It was not right.
Nowhere near. So that's why we didn't pay to get on it, because we could just...
We knew we could do it with the opening, and it wasn't that bad. Yeah. And then we had the late night there too, so we knew we could do, we'd be fine. So no, overall, I get it for like Test Track. But that's really the only ride I think you would need it on in that park. The Lightning Lane. I just don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, because I think for Soarin' it's really not even
Soarin'
that
it wasn't
fast.
Worth it.
So
Yeah,
well, so that park, I think I would maybe prioritize paying to get on the rides.
Yeah.
The paper attraction.
The paper attraction instead of... Yeah, I think we paid $9 for Remy because it was a weekday when we did that.
Yeah, which isn't bad.
It wasn't horrible.
No.
Yeah. And then Animal Kingdom. Or is there anything else on Epcot that you wanted to go over?
No, I think that's all for Epcot. So
Animal Kingdom. Obviously we did. We paid for it. I don't think we needed it at all.
We obviously didn't need it. No. We went to Dinosaur. We got it for Dinosaur. Oh. And the queue was the same as us. Like,
yeah, right. You merged right in.
Nobody,
it was no different.
But when we went there, it was empty that day.
It was for whatever reason.
We only went there one day, and nobody went there that day.
I know. We were so lucky because it was so nice to not have the crowds that we had every other day.
Because I think the longest line they ever had, even Avatar Land. What am I talking about? Pandora was not bad.
Yeah, we didn't do Flight of Passage though.
We didn't even look at it.
Oh, but we did. Okay, so I will say, I mean, we bought the Lightning Lane.
So we did Navi.
We did Navi, and the line was over 60 minutes. So we saved a lot of time with that.
Yeah, but
that's probably the only one. I think that's the only ride that we really saved a lot of time with.
Yeah, because
Dinosaur,
Safari, Everest, they were all under a half hour. The waits were not long. We should not have. We bought it, but you buy it before you know what the park's going to be like. That's another part.
Yeah, you do.
So you don't really know if it's necessary, but
based on the crowd level that we had been experienced that week, we thought we should get it.
Yeah.
So I mean, because that's all you can judge it on, unless you wait till you get to the park, figure out what it's like. But then you've wasted the time.
Window.
Right.
Or the 9 o'clock window at that point. You've already wasted it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. Right.
I don't know. I don't think it's necessary for that park. I think It is one of the least crowded parks, and especially since if Pandora is a place you want to go, you can pay to get on that attraction, like one of the, like half the attraction there. So like that's more worth it, I think.
Yeah.
What's the other?
And Everest, it's Everest.
Oh yeah, Everest is not worth it.
Everest was, yeah, it was never that long of a line.
You walk right on Everest. It's really not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean 20 minutes probably at most. It's not worth.
And they will say it's higher than that, guys, but it is not. If you just wait in the line, it's not.
Right. We did see a lot of false advertising.
There's a lot of false, and then everybody in line complained, why are they saying it's this wait when it's not? They just want us to buy Lightning Lane. And I'm like, well, I guess that could be.
There were some parks where they did post and it was right on. So, you know, you can't say that that was an overriding thing, but it did seem like it for a bunch.
It was there.
But,
it definitely was there.
Yeah, it was.
But overall, I think it's worth it for Hollywood Studios and definitely Magic Kingdom. Can you do it everywhere? Yeah, we did. And do you think in the future we probably would still do it everywhere?
Yeah, we probably will. We probably will.
I will.
We will.
Just because.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's nice to have.
It is.
And you never know. Like for time management, I feel like it's just better for us.
Yeah.
To like.
But you do have to balance if it's worth it money-wise for your group.
Yeah, we were only 2 people.
We were just 2.
That's not
So for us, it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, you've got to balance it. Definitely, though, I think, you know, Animal Kingdom and Epcot, you could get away without it.
Yeah.
The other 2, you're going to have to decide what you want. But yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. This is a long video.
Sorry.
But I know you guys wanted us to discuss it. Let us know if you have any other questions about Genie Plus, and we could answer them and maybe do like an Instagram live or something and talk more about it, because I think we talked about it a lot here.
Yeah, but let us know your experience too. What did you think of it if you went in and you used it?
Or what do you think if you're going to use it?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Do you think you will?
Let us know, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great holiday.
Have a great holiday.
Bye.